Welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. All right, it is officially cherry blossom season here. Sakura, which is Japanese for these flowering cherry blossom trees. And it's the season for hanami, which is people coming out to the park and basically having a picnic and enjoying the hanami with food and beverages. And this is a park full of kids. Not a lot of drinking here, but you know, it's a big thing to go out with your friends and drink and enjoy the hanami. And as you can see, they're absolutely beautiful. There's some of these in Washington, D.C., which were given to the States by the Japanese. So if you live in the States, you can enjoy the hanami in Washington, D.C., apparently. What would I wear to hanami? What watch is perfect for hanami? I don't know about you guys, but I would say the Polar Rolex, the Explorer 2 Polar. And here it is. I just wound it up today. Have it on my wrist, and man, it's fantastic to have a Rolex on. It's been about a week since I've had a Rolex on, and you know, this is a nice light colored watch, perfect for hanami. I don't think I'd wear a sub or a black dialed watch to hanami. You know, you could get away with it, but I think the dial works well with these you know, beautiful cherry blossoms. All right, so that's not exactly what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. The footage you're gonna see now that footage was taken at Tokyo Disneyland, and that's pretty much all the footage there is. And the question is, what watch do you wear to Tokyo Disneyland? I'll tell you. You can wear anything you want, of course, to Tokyo Disneyland. I didn't see any water rides there, but I'd probably want something with water resistance, which is kind of ironic because I took my military watch, and I don't know why, but I just did, and it worked well. But I'll tell you what watch you wear. One you don't want to look at, because you don't want to really think about the time when you're there. Because if you go, when we went, it's incredibly crowded, and you're talking, I don't know, I hate to state a length of time, but sometimes upwards of 2 hours to stand in a line for some of these rides. Now, when you start standing in a line and you're at the point where it says, you know, at this point, the wait time is roughly 140 minutes. You want to do your best to forget about the time. You don't want to even think about the time. You don't want to think about how long you've been standing in that line. You stand in the line and you do your best to think about something else. So forget the watches. You're going to need a watch, but try not to look at it. Just concentrate on other things. I'll tell you, instead of a watch, what you should bring is what I brought. And I brought a small ebook, which was great because I could read my Game of Thrones novel in line, which was perfect. And I remember we were actually going to Pooh Bear's Honey Hunt to stand in line. We're looking at probably over a 2-hour wait. And I remember thinking, oh cool, I can read some Game of Thrones. So I would definitely bring something to occupy yourself with. I'm really glad I brought that. And you know, strangely enough, my daughters just played in line. It's like they weren't even affected by it. They just would giggle and play and chase each other around, my wife and I was checking out Game of Thrones. So what watch do you wear to Disneyland? I don't think it much matters, because you're not going to want to look at your watch. You're not going to want to focus on the time. How long were we in those lines? I couldn't tell you. I didn't want to know. I never marked the time. I never, you know, I never thought about it. I just got in the line, and I existed in the now, in the present. And it works much better than thinking to yourself, I've been here 30 minutes. Okay, now it's an hour. Now it's an hour and a half. You just get an e-book, listen to a podcast. Forget the watches. In fact, that's maybe one of the reasons I didn't bring a good watch, because I like looking at my watches. I like checking the time, unless you're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and then time doesn't become your friend, and in a way, perhaps your watch doesn't either. So maybe that's why I chose the military watch, because I did need access to the time. You know, I could have used my cell phone, but I do like to have a watch on my wrist, but not anything I wanted to muse over and look at. So bring anything you want to Disneyland, but don't forget the ebook. Don't forget the earpods. Wow, we went on a Wednesday, and it was some crazy wait times. I can imagine weekends. I mean, weekends would be insane. If somebody gave me, free tickets on the weekends, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go. It would be torture. I would guess it would have to be 3 hours to ride a 10-minute ride. 3 hours standing. Definitely want your ebook in that case. But my girls loved it, and it was fun. And the next time we go, we're gonna go when people are working and everybody's in school. Schools are out now, so that was a big factor. But we're gonna take my older daughter out of school, and we're gonna go on a day when it's just the fewest amount of people. Minimize those wait times, but live and learn. It was still good. They had a good time, but thank God for that ebook. Anyway, take care. Thanks for watching. See you next time. All right, girls. Not a perfect match, but it works.